my gorgeous plant people, welcome back to Reading Mindfully. My name is Yana, and today I just wanted to show you guys some new additions in my plant collection. So let's just get right into it. Hey guys, like I said, so I have some new additions in my plant collection, and I wasn't gonna really do a video like this. However, there's one plant on this table which I am dying to know what it is. So I asked you guys what it was on Instagram, and no one really knew. So I was thinking I would have a better chance of finding out what it was if I made a YouTube video on it, just in case somebody out there just happens to know what kind of plant this is. So that's what kind of really inspired me to do this video. But let's just jump into these plants. I got quite a few new additions to my collection. A lot of these plants are plants that I've already had before and just, wanted to try again, or something like that. But the first plant, if you'll recognize, is the parlor palm. And I've had this plant before, and it got decimated by thrips when I had my first thrip outbreak. And I was just so devastated by the fact that it just died because of thrips. These plants are harder to treat when they do get pests because of the fronds, the tiny leaves. But this is just such a pretty parlor palm, and it came in this beautiful pot. I got this from Lowe's, and I believe it was about 20 bucks. Usually parlor palms, well, it depends. They can be kind of pricey depending on the size. I've seen some small, like 4-inch or 2-inch for as little as $7.99, and some in like a 12-14-inch for as much as $700. Or not seven. I've seen some in a 12-inch pot for even about $70. So it kind of depends. But like I said, this is the parlor palm, and I just love it. I'm so happy to have this back in my collection, and hopefully this time around it will be so much better. The next plant in my collection that I repurchased is this Monstera Deliciosa. I found this at the Old Country Garden when I did that nursery tour for you guys. And this plant is doing pretty well. As you can see, it's a very juvenile or even baby plant. And like I said, I got it from Old Country Gardens, and I put it outside, and so far it has not done anything for me. Although I did just buy this plant. I did buy another plant as well, and that one's already even put a leaf out. So I'm kind of surprised that this one hasn't even put out a leaf yet, but it's still a beautiful baby plant, and I can't wait to see it grow up. This one I am gonna be more vigilant about staking up as we do, as the plant grows older. So I will be staking it quite earlier than I normally would with my monsteras. Sage is eating bananas. And so I'm really hoping that this will grow well for me. And so yeah, I got another monstera, and hopefully I won't lose this one. The next plant that I purchased is this green what is happening? This green ficus, and I'm so happy that I found another one. I just so happened to be Googling green ficus, because like I said, in my ficus collection, the green ones are so hard to come by. And one time I did ask a guy, why is it so hard for the green ones to come by? And he said it's because they're not readily requested, which I don't know, that kind of just boggles my mind, because just having a plain green ficus is just so beautiful. Like, look at these leaves, the way that's just so glossy and round. I was searching for this thing high and low, and then it was also funny when I went to Old Country Gardens and saw a whole bunch there, but theirs were a lot more narrow. They looked more like the Melanie as compared to these broad round leaves, and this is exactly what I was looking for, because this will complement my other one really well, since it's about the same height and everything. The leaves are about the same width, and it's going to complement that plant so well. So I do plan to pot these both up together, and I just need to dust these leaves because they are a bit dusty and it is bone dry, so I really need to get that done ASAP. But I'm so happy that I was able to find another green rubber tree. The third plant I picked up, what is this? I believe this is called a philodendron goldii, some people call this, but it has been reclassified. So it's a Dermatophyllum sprucianum, and this plant, I wasn't even planning on buying any plants, but let me tell you why I bought this plant. I bought this plant because of this one leaf here, and I was like, oh my gosh, that leaf is so cute. It looks like a dog, like a little doggy ears. And my friend was like, yeah, it even looks like he's sticking out his tongue. But I only bought this plant because of this one leaf. And if you guys are plant people, you know that sometimes you'll already have a plant or you won't have a plant and maybe not even be interested in plant, but you just see that one leaf and you're just like, I have to have it. I don't even care if I already have the plant. I'm just gonna get it. I've done that multiple times and apparently I'm still doing it, but this is just the cutest plant ever. And I stuck it outside and it's already putting out this new leaf, so I'm really excited. I hope I get more doggy lobes, but this is just a really cool looking plant. They are so fun and interesting. This one's lobe is a little bent, but to see how the lobes change as the plant matures, it will just be so fun to watch, and I'm just so excited. The next plant, I wasn't going to show this plant, but I was like, why am I not going to like spotlight this plant? I did talk about it a little bit in my plant transformations treatment video. And this is the Maranta Silver Band. This plant is absolutely gorgeous. I love the silver centered leaves, and then you get this like dark veining around the silver. And this is just an amazing plant. Like I said, this is just an amazing plant, and I just cannot believe I own it. It has been putting out a couple leaves since it's been in my care. It's put out this one here, this one, and then that little one that's growing in there. And I don't find this one to be any more difficult than the other Marantas, like the red vein or the lemon lime. I find this to be quite similar, and it has been growing pretty well. Like I said, it did come with spider mites, and even with spider mites, it still has been doing pretty well. But I love this plant, and I'm so glad that I own it. The next one that I want is the black Maranta, which that one is just like, oh, if I ever get that plant, that will just be like the plant of all plants. I don't know, not really, but I will be so excited to get that plant. The next Maranta, the next plant that I got, this is from Garden Gate Nursery or Garden Gate Center, and so is that the Dermatophyllum. This is the plant that made me want to do this video because I have no idea what type of Aglaonema it is, and I asked you guys on Instagram and no one knew, but this is like the most beautiful Aglaonema I have ever seen. And the crazy thing is, it looks like two Aglaonemas put together. This side of the Aglaonema, if you can see this, looks like a sparkling silver. This side of the Aglaonema looks like the sparkling Sarah, in my opinion. But then if you look at this side, this side kind of reminds me of the chocolate. So this Aglaonema is like the chocolate and Sarah put together. Like if those two had a baby, it would be this Aglaonema. But the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I want to know if anyone knows what this Aglaonema is. Please let me know because it is beautiful. And it has the most cherry chocolatey leaves on the undersides. And it is just wonderful. You guys see that? It's like all different versions of like, it just reminds me of chocolates. But this is the most beautiful aglaonema, and I was just really hoping that someone was gonna know what it was. It is already developing new leaves, and so I don't know. It makes me really excited. If you guys know, I did make a video saying I wasn't gonna get any more aglaonemas in smaller sizes, but when I saw this, I was like, I can't really leave this plant at the store. Like, I don't come across these very often, so I was like, we'll just have to make an exception. But it has been doing really well. I stuck it outside and it has been enjoying it. So hopefully I keep this one looking like it is right now. But yeah, if you know what this is, let me know. And the last plant that I have picked up and I'm so excited about, because I've never seen this one in person, is the aglaonema stripes. Can we just take a moment? This is a beautiful aglaonema, and if you guys know, I had this plant in the past, and this is the one that I had. So I was like, when I saw this one, I was like, oh, I can put this one and this one together in a pot and finally get this cutting off my table, because this one has grown tons of roots. I've been able to water propagate it. If you guys saw my aglaonema propagation video, I was able to water propagate it, and it has tons of roots. So I can definitely combine these two together and have a fuller plant. You guys know how I like full plants, so to find this out of nowhere and be able to combine it, I was like, it's a sign. It's a sign. And I was just like, I need it. So that's what I plan to do. I also have the chocolate aglaonema in here, and I did find another chocolate aglaonema, so I will be combining those as well. And I'm just so excited to be able to find this in person, because like I said, when I saw this the first time, it was just a one stem cutting, and that cost me about $20 or $30. And so finding this one, this absolute beauty, I just like, I needed it. And the funny thing is that I saw this plant a couple weekends ago, and I was like, no, I don't need that plant. I'm not gonna buy it. And then I was like, but you know, as a plant person, when you can't stop thinking about a plant and you're like, man, I should go back and get it. I've been thinking that for like 2 weeks. So I just bit the bullet and got it last weekend. And I'm so happy that I got it, because I was like, I can't stop thinking about this plant and I just need to go back and get it. So that's what I did. This plant I found at, I think it's called Homestead. I should do a nursery plant tour there, because they do have some really nice plants. And it's like one of those like newer nurseries in Delaware. But yeah, I'm just so happy about this. I saw one of these on Plantarina's video, and I was like, man, I wish mine was that full. And so now that I have one, I'm like, yes. But yeah, so those are all of the newer plants in my collection. I'm so excited to have these plants. I will be doing a houseplant tour soon. I'm just contemplating how I want to do it. Do I want to do indoor and balcony, patio, whatever? Or do I just want to move my plants in and do one tour? Which I'm kind of leaning towards that, because that will be easier. But yeah, we'll be finding a place to put these plants, and I will let you guys know. But as always, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching my channel, liking and subscribing and commenting, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.